Hey everyone, Catch 'em All Collectibles here, and today I have a purchase video for you. To start out, I've got this lot of graded cards you can see in the Power Reserve theme deck. I had someone reach out to me and I bought their entire collection. These are all the graded cards you see here. I also have quite a stack of Holos, which I'll quickly go through. Similar to the grades you see here, this lot is mostly comprised of lower mid grades, I'd call them. I mean, they're anywhere from generally 6s to 8s. You've got the odd gem mint, shining Mewtwo. This isn't labeled as such, but it's actually a corrected Blaine's Charizard, where I guess I'll show you for anyone who's unaware, but on the Blaine's Charizard, discard all They Made an Error fighting energy cards. So that's the first edition, has the error there. This is actually the corrected, where they changed it to all fire energies. So PSA does label that variant, I believe. I'm not sure for a PSA 5 that I'll go through and get it recased and labeled properly, but just wanted to point that out. But yeah, these are all the graded cards that came with it. I had figured, and it kind of surprised me how high some of these were given the lower grades, but there was around $5,000 in retail value here. And then it was kind of your typical WOTC collection generally, in that it had near complete base through gym era sets, holos and non-holos. The non-holos are all still in the binders. I'm not going to show all those, but it was a mix of unlimited and first edition, mix of conditions too, kind of like what you see here. It has the odd card that I'll probably send for grading, the odd, near mint Charizards, anything like that is going to be worth grading as PSA's starting to open up more. But a lot of these are just going to be straight to Troll and Toad Evo for me. Really liquid type stuff. I mean, when you've got near mint WOTC holos, it's just inventory that I really like to have. And there are some, I mentioned it's mostly WOTC, but there is some sporadic, quite the print line there, but there's some sporadic EX era. You'll see a gold star in here. You can see there's first edition and unlimited. A little bit of E series will come across too, Neos. Quite a nostalgic lot. You even got a Firework Reverse Holo Legendary Collection there. There's your Groudon Gold Star. Not gradable, but I mean, a gold star, it's a gold star. A little bit of WOTC promos, a little bit of Japanese. As I mentioned, I'll have to go through these closer. They're not all going to just go straight to Evo. There's probably, if I had to guess out of this stack of a couple hundred cards, maybe 10 to 20 of them will be gradable. I did give it a quick look, and most of them aren't, but there's definitely some candidates in there. So yeah, once I have the time to do that, I'll definitely include in a send-off video. I won't do a send-off video for Evo, but what ends up getting split off to be sent for grading will get to be part of a send-off video that you'll see down the line. It might take me some time. One thing I noticed too, I never used to really pay attention, but quite a few swirls in here. I don't know how well I'm picking them up. It's something that I never really used to care about, but so many people talk about it, and it's a thing now, so it catches my eye when it never really used to. Shadowless set too. Just, yeah, overall, really cool collection. And I don't think I mentioned the price yet. I did pay $8,000 for the whole lot. I've got another small stack of holos here, mostly holos, I think. And then from there, again, as I mentioned, this was, yeah, complete first edition jungle. I think complete first edition fossil too. Yeah. So quite the buy. I'll also show you, I already posted it on Instagram a week or two ago, I think, but I've been picking up things like this still from the auction houses. For these two, I want to say I paid, oh, I don't even remember, let me pause quick and find out what I paid. So I had to take a brief intermission to charge my phone. I did pull up the pricing so that I can let you know what I paid for these. For these two decks, I paid about $440 a piece. They're the Japanese base set starter decks. You get a guaranteed holo, and then I think it's 59 other cards, commons, uncommons, and all that. I love buying, I think I've mentioned it before, but I love buying old sealed for down the line. Like today, actually, I'm recording this on January 29th, Saturday. Leonhardt's pop-up shop was today. I watched a little bit on stream, looked like a ton of fun. As with the Pokemon Saves the World event that I went to in Vegas back in October, I think there could have been room for improvement in the way that they streamed it and in the way that it was run there. But I talked to several people who attended it. Had a blast. It's all about the people, the community, all that. So anyways, buying stuff like this, buying heavy WOTC packs, things of that nature, great items to have to open at events like that. Great items to have to sell to people who want to open at events like that. So that's a little bit of why I buy stuff like that. And I did pay more than the $26.95 on the box. I should mention too, this collection that I showed you before the intermission. I was live Thursday on Knowledge Cards channel. Had a fun 3.5 hour chat with him. We went into a bit of a MetaZoo conversation for an hour. Bit of a debate back and forth. He's not a fan, I'm a fan. But go check that out. I'll link it if I remember back to the recording of that live that we did Thursday night. It's always cool to meet. I had seen his content before. He had seen some of mine, but we never really spoke directly. So it's always cool to meet new people. And he was actually at the pop-up shop today. A couple other items that I bought, and I'll give you just rough prices. I have them here. I mean, I guess I can say what I paid for each. $134, $154, $228, $288. Nope, that's part of the reason why I didn't want to do it that way, because I did it wrong. So Electabuzz and Scyther, $134, $154. For Alligator, with a nice swirl there, $228. Where's Celebi? Oh, Celebi's $186, and then Togetic is $288. And I've been asked, I've shown on Instagram here and there that I've been buying. I've talked about buying CGC cards quite a bit. I'm not actively cracking them right now, but down the line I might crack them with an eye to cross-grade at PSA. But also partly what I'm doing, like I own all these cards in PSA 9 as of today. Now that I've gotten these replacements, I'm likely to go into my PWCC vault and then list on the fixed price marketplace my PSA 9 copies, now that I have a suitable replacement. So there still might come a day that I crack these down the line, but a lot of these are replacing my PSA 9s, and I'm attempting to sell off the PSA 9s and have these as a cheaper substitute, where in my opinion the card is as strong, if not stronger, than my PSA copy, that the market values more. So yeah, that's a little bit of a conversation on the $8,000 collection that I purchased. I actually showed it off in that live with Knowledge. I somehow we got into talking about buying collections and a little bit of how I do business and what I look for, and so I was showing off some of these cards in that live. And then Heritage, Golden, PWCC, eBay, those are just other sources that I browse regularly. eBay I've been getting away from. I need to get back into it. Hopefully in the coming few months I'll really get caught up and have more time, because eBay lots, I kind of miss browsing those. The other ones are a bit easier to keep up with because they're less, I mean, eBay's all day, every day. Those other ones are more PWCC's once a week. Golden and Heritage might be closer to once a month, twice a month. So they're a bit easier to keep up with, not the same volume. But yeah, someday I'll get back to buying eBay collections and lots. But it's very nice when people, I put it at the end of my description in every video, but I guess to shout it out at the end of a video, I buy collections. As I mentioned, I paid $8,000 on this from the individual who reached out to me. Very transparent in what I pay. I think I make solid, fair offers that are likely to beat other people if you were to go to your local LGS, or if you were to check with other people. So yeah, always feel free to reach out if you've got a spreadsheet, if you've got photos, anything like that. I like you to come with a price to me. One thing I do run into on occasion, and it's gotten a little more frequent, people will send me a spreadsheet, no prices, no what will it take to buy this. They want me to do the work of pricing the whole thing out, return the spreadsheet to them, and then they take that on to someone else, or it becomes a lot of work to do that. And if it gets to where I'm doing too much work on that and not getting any purchases from it, I'll just have to stop doing it altogether. But I've gotten, again, reach out to me if you've got something. We'll go from there. But generally, I like you to have a ballpark idea of what you're looking for. Otherwise, historically speaking, it just very infrequently leads to a deal. So yeah, that's it for today. You'll be seeing this on Monday. Wednesday and Friday, I've got some stuff coming back from PSA, some pretty exciting stuff. I've got some send-offs potentially that I'll show, and I'm also going to likely do a spreadsheet video where I update you on the collections that I bought, largely the Heritage Auction collections that I bought late last year. I've finally gotten around to listing them, and they're selling pretty well. I've sold some big cards out of those, and so yeah, just give you an update on where I stand with those, working back towards break even, potentially into profit on some of them. So yep, that's everything for today. I appreciate you all watching, and I will catch you all later.